And now we'll start with our panel discussion segment of the session. I would like to call all our speakers and panelists to join on the stage, please. I'd like to start with Utunga. My first question is for Mr. Dinesh. So what are the key considerations before embarking on smart manufacturing and digitalization programs?
Yeah. Actually, with lot of hype in market, we always get into talking technology and all the new things, but sometimes we forget why we are doing it. So that's why we just try to always start the journey asking the customer what exactly are they looking as a business outcome, what are their key business problems, which is actually triggering them to look at doing this digitalization. Because if we don't understand that, then after doing all the hard work with digital technologies, then what have we achieved? So that becomes a question mark. So generally we request to spend some time understanding what are the problems, or is there any business objectives which have been set in the organization which they are seeing as the main driver to do the business differently. So if you do the same thing, you will not get different results. So you may have to do some new way of running the business to achieve some different business objectives. So that's where we try to spend more time to discuss the problems. And then the next immediate step is to put the big picture instead of diving into point solutions. That also is very essential, because once we start building the point solutions, then we cannot integrate them. Then again, we get into a lot of challenging when it comes to scaling and processing of data. So we try to understand the entire big picture, horizon for next 3 years or 5 years, but we can always do it incrementally, which can be like in 3 months, 6 months duration, deliver something, test something, and then add more. So that's where I think whatever happened in Suprajit was a success, because it was done incrementally and everything was kept scalable. So that's how we generally prefer to start a digitalization journey.
Thank you. So my next question will be for Mr. M. Harish from Yokogawa. So how is this transformation of payment management beneficial to the individual who are involved in these activities?
Okay. First of all, if we look at the quantum of work that is happening, it is only the quantum of work. There is no quality into the development of the individual. What he's doing today, he will keep doing it for another 5 years, 10 years. So there is nothing for the individual as for his growth. When he receives the invoices, he's going to pick data, put it into an Excel, or after that he's going to do some processing. Where does he have time for his personal development? There is nothing for him, no time left. So and at the end of the month, if you see, he's overburdened. He has to stay late, or he has to work overtime. So there is no work-life balance. So with the implementation of this payment system, he will have his time available. He can look into his growth, what I can do, because he has the knowledge of what process is happening. Then he can think how I can improve the process. So there he can think of his growth. He can see how he can grow in a company, what next can be done. And at the same time, now because it is being handled by the system, he is going to have a better work-life balance. So he need not do his overtime, or he need not be worried. Even if he goes home, he has to have at the back of his mind, has some invoice come, is it processed or not? So this is how, in a brief way, it is going to help him, the individual.
Thank you. So the next question will be for Mr. Ronak from Ascent. So can you share a specific example or a success story where Ascent has supported in such an APM initiative that led to improvements in reliability or OPEX or CAPEX cost optimization?
Yeah, great question. So I would just like to reflect on one of the customers we have implemented this, and it was built from scratch, I would say, because a lot of these business processes were not aligned within the organization. So we definitely started first with the business processes alignment. So based on the business processes, we mapped those business processes into specific steps within the solution, because I see software development is not that tough. It's the alignment of business processes that is tough. So once you align the business processes, we took care of different asset management facets such as reliability and integrity to start with. But definitely we are expanding into other areas of safety and other facets as well for that the client we are working for. So once that is done, we constituted their business processes into the software applications with minor customization, I would say, because no one tried to use the same application out of the box. Some local flavor, some customization has to be given for that customer specific needs. And on the top of it, we also built an application for their spend planning. So definitely strategies are good, but once you start executing them, it requires money, it requires resources. So you need to definitely have your maintenance planning done before the year for the next year planning. So you need to take a very risk-based decision whether I should fund this activity for the next year or not. So depending on the risk, let's say you do some plotting on the curve, and based on that you decide, okay, these are the next set of activities I will fund for next year, rest I will drop off or defer. So this is the process we followed for the organization, but we are trying to see how we can generalize it for the industry.
Great. So we will open the platform for delegates for live question and answers. If you have questions, we'll take it forward. Otherwise, I'll continue with my questions.
Yeah, my question would be to Ronak. See, RBI and RCM, of course, the methodologies, integration, the opportunities, they are all well known. But the rigor of estimating the risk in the RBI, the quantitative, semi-quantitative approaches, to that extent, it is not seen in RCM. There is an element of subjectivity in estimating the consequence, and more importantly, the probability. So, do you think there is a need to bring certain historical data and certain failure data into RCM solutions also, so that there is a reasonable estimate of the likelihood of that happening? And in continuation, just another question would be, the risk today is more dynamic, because what we decide as a strategy, that is also subject to its evaluation ongoingly, and more importantly with the AI/ML based, lot of solutions are there for the continual evaluation of the condition of the asset and the emerging risk. So do these solutions also need to bring a lot of the real-time or closer to real-time condition data for better understanding and evaluation of the risk? Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great question again, because what I am seeing in the industry is a very good amalgamation of these two processes. Today there is a very thin line between these two processes now, because it's a very risk-based approach that the industry wants to take, because RCM has been subjective for some time, but as you know from an RBI perspective as well, so if I want to define RBI into a very qualitative approach or a semi-quantitative or a quantitative approach, it has been established from ages. It's not a new concept. But what the trend we are seeing in the industry is a shift to start utilizing the risk data into an RCM approach as well, to make a better risk-based decisions. That's the trend we are seeing from an industry practitioner point of view. And to answer into your second question, like should we include condition monitoring or time series data, or from an RBI perspective, we call it integrity operating windows or operating envelopes. Yes, definitely we need to always have some visibility of data to make a better strategies. Because if I don't have that data handy, I will not be making a good strategy as an output, and the further downstream processes is always a flaw, because even your strategies are not made better. So I feel it's a great initiative to start utilizing these failure history, your maintenance history, and even your inspection history, because a lot of inspection data is very different from your core maintenance data. So definitely these histories from the maintenance and inspection point of view has to come together and then make a better decision on your strategies. Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. Now I'll continue with my question. My question will be for Mr. Jagdish from Suprajit Automotive. From an automotive industry perspective, which are the high impact areas for digitalization or Industry 4.0 initiatives?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the Industry 4.0 utilization will be for mainly for the production area, where the products are being manufactured. We wanted to understand how many parts being manufactured and how many parts being okay, what is my run rate and what cycle time I'm following. So at the end of the day, so the parts are the bread and butter of the industry.
My next question will be for Mr. Harish from Yokogawa. What is the role of the technology and how is it transforming business?
Yeah. First of all, why is technologies being developed? Why do we need technologies? So here technology is there to assist us and enable us to be more efficient. It should help us in our growth. It should be reliable. So with all these capabilities, it is going to transform our business by the primary growth of a business, primary result, why we do business is to grow. So for growth, what are the things that we need? That is primarily we need to have an efficient, we need it to help us in having being more efficient, the processes being more efficient, it should be more reliable, and it should help us in our day-to-day activity. So without these technologies, it is not possible. So these technologies enable us in all these factors.
Great, thank you. My next question will be for Mr. Ronak. You have spoken about unifying RBI and RCM. So what are the most common organizational or cultural barriers you see when trying to implement this unified strategy? And how can asset-intensive organization overcome this?
Yeah, so I think I somehow highlighted this in my slides as well, like the cultural adoption or the change management is a big barrier in imbibing these technologies into the same ecosystem and the same landscape of their asset management purview. So if I give a same example again, like if I ask a maintenance technician and an inspector to be in the same room to develop a common strategy, it is not possible today. It requires some time for a change management. So we need to train them. So we need to bring the persona, specific persona from a specific department who are very close to the asset, because they touch the asset on daily basis. They know, they can just hear the sound and they can tell what's the actual issue without even using any technology. So we need to use their experience, but use their experience to get into the technology now. So bring the certain set of specific persona of people from a specific department to build your strategies better. And from a people management, this is a very huge barrier because you have a lot of sometimes third-party people as well working these days, right? So you see a lot of talent gap in this space because a lot of people are retiring from this and you don't get that knowledge back into your industry. So I think change management and the people management or a cultural aspect is very important, which we are not taking a good point or good note at it. So I think that's the point we should start from yesterday basis.
Thank you so much to all the speakers.
Thank you all for the patient listening post-lunch. Can we all give a good clap for all the speakers? I know it's always a challenge to speak in any event post-lunch. I think the speakers did a great job, and maybe because of they did a great job, so you can ask some questions. Good. So next session is there. So we'll start the next session at 4 o'clock. So please join back. We have sessions going on in this hall as well as in conclave. You can select what you want. So before that, I want to make another announcement. As I mentioned in the lunchtime, we have a networking session from 5:30 to 6:30 where you can go around the booths and meet people and meet some of us. And then post 6:30, we have cocktails running for about 90 minutes till 8 o'clock. Dinner will start at 7. So those who want to have early dinner, they can have early dinner and then call it as a day and join back tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be here. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah.